So I guess this one I got after Drew Law School 2022 before 23, 24, 24 age, 23 age, half even. And then the other Drew Law School I got the other day was after a different grocery store orders. I think the orders were after Drew Law School, but they might have been before Drew Law School, might have been the next year after the orders when I got the link, because then I might have went did big shopping, because like sometimes when niggas eat it gives nutrients, but people try to give people German food and evict people and do nasty. So I have to see what God feels, not what scammers and nasty police and white people in the government say. Oh, we were already existing before we try to return to a time when someone got defeated in office because they claimed that the boy couldn't speak of his belief in righteousness and God and judgment, because that's why when I do the green picture, it was kind of like a Roman Paris. I searched for Paris green tree. So it was a certain one that I was looking for. The other trees, they look like a sunlight from like a North Canada, Antarctica high range. So I kind of got a light green tree, not really with like a black architecture or a city or a pavement or a river or Mediterranean, but it was, I got something about like a black gate uh mixed with trees that just happen to be light green, and they just happen to be in format. Some trees come in groups. Some people don't make collections of things that are in one thing in front of someone. That's what they take a picture of. But I seen like some light pictures, some groups of pine trees with a forest shining with the light, making it the same hue of green. But this specific one was a certain light green, that I was kind of like this light green box. So it was kind of like the hue of it stood out in Paris differently. I could search for a light green, not green tree. I could search for a light bark, but I searched for a light green tree and noticed that a tree comes in one piece with the bark. But if I say light green, it really means the leaves that is in Paris, because it's not the same size as a building that people built in Paris, where people grow up differently, where it might be something different before Viking versus Simeon after Brenneman, and also after kindergarten before 2017 season, before 8 points, 22 after age uh, 2200 from the 1900s, skip a decade. 91 space 90 would be half July, half January. JJ different than 9119 without a space of a decade, when someone might get offended because they thought that when I built my life, they thought that it related to them in secret, because really they were the isolated ones who wanted to hide from people that they tried to make counsel against me, and I was still the one remaining growing to a man, because these cowards in secret did exist when they were jealous and angry. Long in 2013, 2014, return to Chicago when they tried to lock me in a hospital, and then return in something that related to me importantly before they existed, and before someone tried to act like a fag. And if I get you on video, I'll say I'll knock your ass out, because I gotta see who this is making all this noise out here. And it's the same guy who's always out here making noise and spitting on the floor, you see. So sometimes when people say, who is this person and why didn't you address him? If the police say, aren't you a man? Why would you call the police? If the people say that you're a man, why wouldn't you address this nigga and get him in a video? Because he might be a Nazi, and he might call the white Nazis and say they try to make a gang against me, because when they lock me in a psych hospital, they claim I can't record this nigga for my rights, because they say that he doesn't exist, and he's calling the police saying that he was not existing at a time he's not aware, that he might be trying to hide in secret, and say that the police are getting the best of him because they say that they're afraid of him, because I didn't speak up about my rights when I'm not afraid of this person. That's why I submit them to my video, because I want to relate them to people who say that he says that he's feared. But why are you out there spitting on the floor, making a bunch of noise when people say that it's not true that you exist in secret?